This is the Horse Radio Network. This is episode 348 of Horse Tip Daily, a different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you one day at a time. This episode is brought to you by Equestrian Collections. Visit them for all of your holiday shopping needs at equestriancollections.com. Howdy, everybody. Glenn the Geek back with you from Lexington, Kentucky, and you're listening to Horse Tip Daily. Well, today we get back to our regular schedule of tips with some brand new tips coming your way and also some brand new experts coming up as well during this month. Well, today we have back with us one that's been with us before, and that's Megan Ayrault. Megan is one of the leading authorities on animal massage in the country. Her tips are very popular here in Horse Tip Daily. I think everybody wants to learn techniques to better help massage their horse and to do that. And Megan is a licensed massage practitioner for animals and people and a professional educator with a master in teaching degree. And prior to her bodywork career, Megan worked in schools and with horses and enjoyed teaching therapeutic riding. The therapy horses, as well as her own animals, were her original motivation for learning massage. And we're going to be back with the latest in Megan's tips. And remember, you can go back and hear all our previous tips at our archive on horsetipdaily.com. But first, this special offer for the holiday season from Equestrian Collections. Your source for all your holiday shopping this year is EquestrianCollections.com. EquestrianCollections.com offers all the holiday gift-giving ideas that you would ever want for your wife, for your husband, for that horsey kids in your life, for your horse. You can cover them all, your farrier, your veterinarian, all the professionals in the horse world are covered as well. You can find all the gifts you'd possibly need at EquestrianCollections.com. And just for the listeners of the Horse Radio Network, they have offered a coupon. Just a promo. Use the promo code Radio Show, all one word Radio Show, at checkout, and you'll get $10 off your next order of $120 or more. So that's coupon code Radio Show at checkout, and you'll get $10 off your next order of $120 or more for all of your holiday shopping needs at EquestrianCollections.com. Well, hi, Megan, and welcome back to Horse Tip Daily.
Hi, Glenn. It's great to be back.
And we always have you on to talk about massage. I always enjoy chatting with you. We get off the topic like I do with everybody, but we eventually get around to what the tip is.
Yeah.
So now we're in the middle of the holiday season. Do you slow down in the holiday season because people are just thinking about other things in your business, or is it or do you get busier?
I have been surprised actually to find that month to month my schedule is pretty consistent through the year, except for it usually does slow down for a month or so right after the holidays.
Oh, in January?
Usually busy right up through the holidays. And then January, I think people kind of are just recovering and catching up and middle of winter and all.
Well, you know, I'm sad that we don't record these in person because I could really use a massage today. Let me tell you, it's been a rough couple of weeks here, getting ready for all of our new shows and everything going on. So I'm going to have to do that. I used to go for a massage once a month, and then she quit, so I couldn't.
Oh, because I was going to say, I remember you saying
I
you were
did, and I
once
need to
a month.
find a new one I like and start doing that again because I truly did feel better when I did it. And it's one of those things when you lose the person you've been my
Right.
massage therapist of years,
Yeah.
and then you go, oh, I don't want to start over.
Right.
But yet,
Yeah, and it can be a little bit of a process if you're not, comfortable with the first person you try. But yeah, definitely try out maybe 2 or 3 people, and I'm sure you'll be able to find someone else.
Gonna have to do it. You're just way too far away.
Yep.
Up there in the great Northwest.
Yep.
So what are we talking about today? We're not talking about my massages, I don't think. Nobody wants to hear about that. So
Well, I think we're talking about the horses. Yeah, that was it.
yeah, okay.
So, yeah, one of the techniques I show people the most often and also use the most often myself, both because it's super easy and really helps the horses, and really helps the horse's spine in particular, which is pretty key to everything else. And it's I call it the wither, rock, and lift. It's also one of the techniques in my book. Um, but all you do essentially is stand next to your horse, and you put your hands, and I usually use both together, but you can use just one hand. But I like to use both together and face directly against my horse's shoulder. And with my hands on the withers, I just slowly and gently rock them what would be for them side to side, and for me, if I'm facing them, it's forward and back. So if my fingers are hooked over their withers a little bit, I might rock back on one of. It's good to have your feet kind of spread out so you can rock your weight from one of your feet to the other.
So you're actually going you're rocking from head to tail, that direction.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
No, I'm rocking for the horse. I'm rocking from right to left.
So side to side?
Side to side for the horse.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
but
confused
I'm
there
facing,
for
so sometimes I'm pulling their withers towards me.
Gotcha.
So if
okay.
I'm standing on the horse's right side, I might pull the withers towards me, which would be then to the horse's right.
Yep. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
And then I alternate that with the heel of my hand pushing the withers away from me.
Okay.
And again, this isn't a big movement, and you also don't want to do it too fast, or your horse is going to actually have to tense up because they're going to feel like you're pushing them off balance.
Yep.
So you want to do it with small enough movements and slow enough that your horse just kind of relaxes into this little rocking movement.
Okay.
And the thing with the withers is that, well, I mean, you probably are familiar with the idea that from physics class or whatever, or construction work or gardening or whatever you do, the lever effect, and
yes.
the longer the lever is, the more the movement at the end of the lever.
Yep.
And the less effort it takes for you also.
Yep.
It's
why they make really big pry bars.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So the horse's withers are actually very long levers directly down into their spine, because each vertebrae has what is called the spinous process. It's the pointy part of the vertebrae sticking up. And we have them too, they're just a lot shorter. And in the wither area for the horses, the actual vertebrae where the spinal cord is protected is quite far down. It's 6 to 12 inches down from the top of the withers, depending on the horse. So the vertebrae are way down there, but these long, bony processes stick up, and that's what we see as the withers. And so when you're rocking the wither side to side, you are putting in little bending and rotation movements down into the vertebrae, way down, much deeper.
Okay.
And so that's stimulating joint fluid down there and helping muscles around the spine to loosen up and relax and get little stretches. And it starts to create, the more you keep it up, like if you're doing this for 30 seconds or a minute or a couple of minutes, it starts kind of a wave motion through the whole length of the spine.
Okay.
So it's very good for their spine. And then if you follow that with a wither lift, a lot of people have done like a belly lift or a wither lift where you scratch on their belly or in the girth area.
Yep. And they pick up, they hunch their back.
They hunch their back, yeah.
Right.
And that's also, so that's very good for their engaging their abdominal muscles and also giving a stretch to the back muscles. And again, kind of opening the joints of the spine between each vertebrae. So both the rock and the lift are very good for the spine. And a lot of times people find that their horse might not lift very well. And if you do the rocking first, the lift often happens much more easily.
Because you've already relaxed that part.
Exactly,
right.
Yeah. And then if you're finding that you do the rocking and you try to lift and it doesn't work and you repeat that 2 or 3 times and your horse still isn't lifting, then they probably can't. They're probably stuck in there somewhere that's making it difficult to lift. And sometimes people...
Then you need the pry bar?
Then, yeah, well, you know, speaking of that, actually, I know sometimes people resort to using a hoof pick.
Oh, geez.
And I always kind of cringe at that. I mean, yeah, exactly. Well, if you use it gently, maybe it can be done, you know, in a way that's okay. But mostly what I end up finding is, wow, if I need the hoof pick, then there's something else that needs to happen for the horse's back and spine to allow them to be easier to lift.
Mm-hmm.
So when I find, instead of reaching for the hoof pick, if I can't get them to do it with, you know, I might use fingernails a little bit, make it a little more scratchy, or use a little more pressure. But if I still can't get them to lift, then I want to do some more body work. And in my case, of course, I mean, I have that training. For somebody else, they may learn that, or you might call a professional, either a massage practitioner or chiropractor or acupuncturist. See if you can get some opening in the spine so that the lift is possible.
Okay. Well, that one doesn't sound too difficult to do either. It sounds like something that almost anybody could handle. If just the key there is not to push too hard, is to be patient and do it deliberately.
Yeah, and if you're using your fingers, and side to side, yeah, no, don't push too hard to where your horse. And if you're for the lifting, as hard as you can use your fingers is going to be okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're not grabbing a hoof pick and using it hard.
Right.
That's not a great combination.
No, especially depending on the horse.
Yeah. It might not be safe for either.
You might be in the next county.
Yeah.
I had a pony, Hackney pony that would have been in the next county.
Yeah.
But
it's really quick too. I mean, you can do it in as little as 30 seconds, or you can spend several minutes. But it's really great to do after you ride or before you ride.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So they can find out more about you and all the great videos and everything you have going on where?
At allaboutanimalmassage.com.
allaboutanimalmassage.com. And as we mentioned, if you want to go back to the last tip we did, we talked about the special new series that you have, Natural Healing Secrets for Rescued and Adopted Animals. And those videos are available on your website as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And of course, everybody should sign up for your free newsletter and all the good stuff that comes with that, because there's just lots of good information in there.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. You can find out at allaboutanimalmassage.com. Well, thank you to Megan for joining me for that tip. We really appreciate her stopping by on a regular basis to talk to us about animal massage. As I said, it's something that we all want to give a try, and but we want to do it right. And she helps us do that. You can drop me an email at glenn@horseradionetwork.com. And also you can subscribe to the show, as I've always said, through iTunes and Zune, and get the tips automatically downloaded to your player. And you can follow us on Facebook. Just search for Horse Tip Daily, and you can listen to the shows there as well. And become a fan on Facebook. We would really appreciate that. Don't forget to check out all the other great shows on the network at horseradionetwork.com. And you want to listen to the one, go back to stablescoop.com and take a listen. I visited Arabian Nights Dinner Theater in Orlando, Florida, rather. And we got to spend some time with a couple of the entertainers and recorded a show right there in the arena at Arabian Nights. It was a lot of fun. Got to meet all the horses. So you'll find that at stablescoop.com as well. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, stay safe, everyone.
The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.